Have you ever felt like two opposing forces are constantly battling inside your head? One voice says, "Just do it. Who cares about the consequences?" The other warns, "No, that's wrong. Think about the future." This internal struggle is happening inside every single person, including you. This isn't just random thoughts. It's a psychological war between ID, ego, and superego, the three forces shaping your personality, decisions, and emotions. Sigmund Freud, the father of psychoanalysis, discovered these forces over a century ago, yet his ideas remain shockingly relevant in today's world. Today, we're diving deep into your subconscious mind and revealing the hidden forces that control you. By the end of this video, you'll understand why you think the way you do and how to take control of your mind like never before. Before we break down ID, ego, and superego, let's first meet the man behind this groundbreaking theory, Sigmund Freud. Born in 1856 in Austria, Freud was obsessed with understanding the human mind. He introduced concepts like childhood trauma, repression, dream analysis, and the unconscious mind. He believed that most of our decisions aren't even made consciously. They come from hidden forces inside us. But his most famous and controversial theory was about the three forces battling in every human mind: ID, ego, and superego. Freud argued that all human behavior is driven by these forces, even when we don't realize it. Now let's break them down and see how they affect your daily life. ID is the most primitive part of your brain. It's the voice of raw desire, instinct, and pleasure. It operates on the pleasure principle, seeking instant gratification. It is impulsive, emotional, and selfish. It doesn't care about morality, logic, or consequences, only satisfaction. For example, you're in a bar, and you see someone incredibly attractive. ID says, "Go talk to them, no fear, just act." Another example, you're on a diet but there's a chocolate cake in front of you. ID screams, "Eat it, life is too short." ID is the most primitive part of your brain. It's the voice of raw desire, instinct, and pleasure. It operates on the pleasure principle, seeking instant gratification. It is impulsive, emotional, and selfish. It doesn't care about morality, logic, or consequences, only satisfaction. Superego is the opposite of ID. It's the part of you that follows rules, morals, and social expectations. It develops from childhood, shaped by parents, religion, education, and society. It tells you what is right and wrong. It makes you feel guilty when you break the rules. For example, you see an expensive phone lying on the street. Superego says, "Don't steal, it's wrong, be a good person." Another example, you feel attracted to someone who's already in a relationship. Superego warns, "That's immoral, control yourself." Ego is the middleman, the rational force that balances ID and superego. It operates on the reality principle, finding logical solutions. It balances desire and morality to make real-world decisions. For example, the ego hears ID and superego arguing about the chocolate cake and says, "How about one small slice, enjoy the taste, but don't ruin your diet." Another example, you're angry at your boss, but instead of screaming ID or suppressing your emotions, superego, your ego says, "Express your frustration professionally without ruining your job." Now, let's see how these forces clash in real-world situations. Example 1, the one-night stand versus commitment. You're at a party. You meet someone incredibly attractive, there's chemistry, and they invite you home. ID says, "Go for it, no consequences." Superego says, "No, that's irresponsible." Ego says, "Maybe exchange numbers and take things slow." Example 2, the infidelity dilemma. You're in a relationship but feel attracted to someone else. ID says, "Just do it, no one will know." Superego says, "Cheating is immoral, stay loyal." Ego says, "If you're unhappy, talk to your partner first." Example 3, road rage. You're driving and someone cuts you off. ID says, "Speed up and cut them off too." Superego says, "Stay calm, road rage is wrong." Ego says, "Take a deep breath and let it go, it's not worth it." Now that you understand the battle inside your head, how can you control it? First, recognize when ID takes over. Before making an impulsive decision, stop and ask, is this logical? Second, strengthen your ego. Learn self-discipline. Make choices that balance pleasure and responsibility. Third, challenge your superego when necessary. Sometimes society's rules aren't always right. Learn to think critically, and finally, practice self-reflection. Every night, analyze your decisions. Did ID, ego, or superego win today? So, which one controls you the most? ID, ego, or superego? Comment below. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more deep psychological insights. And remember, the real battle isn't out there, it's inside your mind.